Hello, hello, hello out there in YouTube world. This is your boy Strong, emotionally strong, mentally strong, and physically strong. Your number one light worker, making a part two to my last video. All right, I got to finish this up. So, what I left off on was the negativity has affected all genres of everything that we have touched. We know this. But also said that God's word and message is in everything. In everything. So, with knowing that, we need to unify. We need to set up our own government, our own community, our own everything. And then bring in all those ideologies for ourselves and what they mean to us, and then put it out to the masses. Because regurgitating and arguing and fighting about what the negativity, what the non-melanin people has served us, is not serving our people. It's only keeping us divided. You're divided by religion, whether you're Muslim or Christian or Israelite. You're divided by income, whether you make $20,000 a year to whether you make $150,000 a year. You're divided by education, whether you went to prison your whole life or if you got a master's or a doctor's degree in a certain field. You're divided by the way you look. Light-skinned brothers don't supposed to get along with dark-skinned brothers. Our sisters not getting along with our brothers. Our children not getting along with our parents. Division, division, division. And the only way to fight division is unity. To be one. One. If you understand the meaning of numbers, you would understand that one is unity. Right? For me to find someone like me, I have to be unified in myself. I have to know the things I will do and the things I won't do. The things that make sense to me and the things that don't make sense to me within me first. And then when I'm unified in that, when I love myself in a unified one, and I know what love is, and I know what hate is, and I know what education is, in a unification of one, then I can go out and find someone else that feels and understands what I feel and understand, and then they can become with me, and now we're two, but we're unified under the same rules of that unification. But I have to be unified first. So one is unity. So we all have to be one on the same front first. And then once we are one on the same front with the same ideas and goals, then we can only start to achieve that in which we are searching. But being divided is not going to do it. So that's one aspect of it. The other aspect of it is, as my fellow melanin brothers and sisters, we have been raised in that negativity. We lived in that negativity forever, all our lives. Generations after generation after generation, we've been passing down this bullshit negativity of the non-melanin people and their rules and laws and lies for generations. So of course it's going to affect me. It's going to affect you. So when we are in our path, our movement forward of unification, we cannot look at one of our scholars. None of our people, but I'm speaking to our scholars. As a scholar, we cannot look at each other and say that this scholar fucked up and did something bad. Now, all the good work he did is for nothing, for nil. Bullshit. He's not here to help the people, or she's not here to help the people because they fucked up once, or because they made a mistake, or because they did something negative that we've been living in forever. It's hard to wash that off. We shouldn't focus on that. In the journey of our unity and our unification, we should only focus and pay attention to the movement, the front, where we are going. Not the back, not the past, not the bad, not the negative. As we come together as one nation of a mixed people, of melanin people, outside of the non-melanin people, and we choose to do that, we should focus on that. Because if one of my scholars, period, mean family scholars, not one of my scholars that follow me, but my scholars as in any of those scholars I mentioned that are melanin descent, they are my family, my scholar, okay? Fuck up and do something, I already accredit that to the negativity that we've been living in for so long. So we shouldn't dwell on it. We shouldn't talk about it. We shouldn't focus on it, because focusing on it and dwelling on it and talking about it is only giving power to that negative. Fuck that. In this movement of unification, not equality, but unification, we should only pay attention to the front. We should only pay attention to where we are going. We should only pay attention to the positive. And if any other person, scholar or non-scholar, come up to you and be like, oh, did you hear or did you see that they did this or they did that? I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear none of that negative shit, because you're bringing in the non-melanin negativity. We are focusing here on unification, positive. I don't want to hear that. I don't care if I got a male scholar that just told somebody he was going to give them $3,000 to benefit themselves on something and get a home or something, and negated that person and didn't give it to him, but came around and gave a speech and gave some knowledge and gave some true information that helped 360,000 people learn something that they never knew, that helped them grow toward unification of our people, then I don't care that he didn't get that guy $1,000 or who he was supposed to help then with that money. I only want to know about the good that he did. Because if we focus and continue to focus on the good that he did, the negative that he did will slowly dissipate. And the negative things that he do will be less and less frequent, because we're not even paying attention to him anyway. The good is pulling out over, and the bad is being strained out of the good. It's not going to just dissipate in one second. We got to strain it out. So therefore, it's going to be some bad left in the good as we are moving toward all good, all light of God. While we're moving toward the light, some darkness is going to try to follow us and grasp on and clench on and hold on as long as it can to keep us separate, divided. So we can't focus on that. Let's focus on the positive that this brother did for years. Let's focus on the positive that sister did for years. I don't care that she just came from around the corner giving a blowjob when she came around and helped 1 million of my sisters learn something they never learned, that bettered them to make them more powerful sisters. I don't care if she just came from around the building giving some head. I don't even want to hear about that. That's not the knowledge that's bettering me, so I don't want to hear it. And you shouldn't either. Shouldn't even dwell on it, because that's that negative mentality. That's that non-melanin mentality. But we've been in it so long that it's a part of us until we strain it out. But we cannot blame each other, because we've all lived in that society. We've all lived in an environment that makes us who we are because of our environment. Right? So let's stop pointing fingers. Let's stop looking at the negative. Let's get rid of all of these different topics that separate us. I'm not saying we can't use them. Math and science and history and economics and financial ideas. We need all of that. But let's say fuck all of that shit until we unify. Then once we unify, in our unification, we grasp the knowledge of those things without the lies, without the tampering of the evil, the negative, the non-melanin race. Okay? I have solutions also, because that's after unification, we need solutions on what we're going to do once we're unified. So the first thing we need to do is unify. So I put this out to all my scholars. Leave the negativity alone. Leave all those individual ideologies alone. Don't even refer to them when trying to unify your people. The only thing we need to focus on right now is step one, unifying of the melanin species. Then when we unify, we can work on all those ideologies that unification will live from and work from and learn from. The truth of God is in everything. So once we unify, the truth is going to present itself to us in all those ideologies. It will. And the negativity will be rinsed out and drained out from, like I said, the frequency and vibration and energy of the light of God. That we possess, which makes all of us gods and goddesses in my melanin family. Okay? Let's stop playing this game. Let's stop staying divided for whatever reason. Let's start pushing unification, unification, unification without math, without geology, without astrology, without history, without religion. We don't need any of that to preach unification. You don't need to bring up none of those as a topic when unifying your people. None of them. Because we already know they've been corrupted. We already know they've been touched. We already know they've been manipulated before they were served to us on the platter. There's nothing we consume in this natural world that has not been touched, changed, and manipulated by that negativity. Nothing. Nothing in history at all. So in knowing this, let's stay focused, my scholars. Let's stay focused, my people, and do what we're supposed to do. Unify first. Unify first. Stop all the division. Skin color. Nationality. Race. Educational background. Income. Geographical location. Gender. That's all bullshit. That's all bullshit. Unify. So I present this to my scholars all around the world. My boy Strong here. And if any of you guys want to get together and talk about solutions, if any of you guys want to get into a debate how none of that bullshit matters, or maybe you think that shit matters and we should let it affect us, let's do it. But I'd rather not debate and focus on solution working. I'd rather not get into a debate on what's right and wrong and just unify my people. Okay? Fuck debating. Let's unify our people. We can debate after we unify. After we're one, we can talk about our differences. After we know we are one, we can talk about our differences. But let's unify first. Okay? And then we can make up our own government. We can make up our own society. We can make up our own education. We can make up our own religion. We can make up more than one religion, if that's what we want to do. Universities, hospitals. And let's start preparing this world for our future generations as melanin people. Let's let's start building this world as Masons, not those Masons that's on the evil side, but builders. Let's be Masons and build our world in this world. Let's do that. Once again, I have solutions. Very simple solutions with unification. But unification has to be first. Financially, economically, educationally, all of it, solutions are already in works. Period. Unification has to be first. So this is the message of gratitude and being grateful for all my scholars out there doing what they do. Continue to do what you do, and don't let this negativity affect us among scholars and among what we're doing in any realm. Let's stop that. We are all brothers. We are all sisters, and we are human, so we're not going to be perfect. We will make mistakes on this road to unification, to change. But in that, we should not let those mistakes diminish anything that we do as a people, as a person, as a scholar, as a non-scholar, as a follower, as a any of it, whatever role you play in our unification, let's be unified. Okay? So, once again, this is your boy Strong. Emotionally strong, mentally strong, and physically strong. Putting this out to my melanin brothers and sisters, my family, the one true family of the light. That's why I am your number one light worker. Peace, love, and blessings. Let's stop with the bullshit.